La voz de los latinos en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde Hermosa 1470 AM, 96.9 FM, caféconlecheradio.com. Les habla Lilia Galindo y me acompaña la doctora Rana Shenoy. Ella es la responsable por enfermedades infecciosas del Antelope Valley Hospital. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
Good morning, Lilia. I'm fine. How are you doing?
Fine, doctor. We have some questions for you. What can you tell us about COVID that has changed since the last time we spoke?
Oh, absolutely, Lilia. Happy to be here. What we've been learning so far is, that Delta, especially the Delta variant, as you know, it is about 99% of the cases of COVID all over the U.S. is the Delta variant. Go ahead and I'll continue.
No, no. Could you please repeat because I didn't hear very well, please? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lilia. So what we know is Delta variant continues to be the most common variant. It's 99% of all the cases in the U.S.
Perfecto. La variante Delta continúa siendo la más común. Ha resultado en 99.99% de todos los casos de los Estados Unidos ha sido causada por la variante Delta. Okay, you can continue now, please.
And unfortunately, Delta variant is 2 times more contagious than the original variant of COVID, and also it causes more severe illness in people who are not vaccinated. Go ahead.
La variante Delta es 2 veces más contagiosa que las variantes anteriores y produce enfermedades mucho más severas, síntomas mucho más severos a todas las personas que todavía no se han vacunado. Ok.
And unfortunately, what we're seeing is it does seem to cause illness in children as well, which, as you know, it wasn't as common before.
También esta variante de Delta produce también enfermedades en niños, lo que no se había visto anteriormente con las variantes previas.
So those are the things about the COVID that we have updates since the last time we spoke, Lilia.
Esto es lo que ha pasado en COVID desde la última vez que hablamos. Then dice, how has the Delta variant changed how we should view the virus? It hasn't changed, no? Or do you think that it has changed?
No, the Delta variant hasn't changed. It is the same kind of Delta variant that we've had since May, June. But what we've been seeing, we've been basically learning a lot more about it.
No ha habido cambios, pero dice, esta variante Delta que vino desde aproximadamente mayo o junio, pues nos ha permitido aprender bastante acerca de ella. Then, what is is there any new information on the latest Mu variant?
Yes. So, the new variant is it's called a variant of interest by the WHO. What that means is it has certain features that can potentially make it more resistant to vaccines and antibodies, but it hasn't been shown to do that yet. Go ahead.
Esta nueva variante que se llama MU, ha sido señalada por la Organización Mundial de la Salud como una variante que podría hacer más resistente a las vacunas, pero todavía no se ha confirmado esta situación. Then, that is yeah, you can continue, doctor, please.
Sure, Lilia. So, this variant actually, it was detected way back in January of this year. And since then, there's been only about 2,000 cases reported in all of the U.S. And in California, about 350 cases that have been reported. Go ahead.
Esta variante, que se llama MU, ha sido detectada en January, en enero. Aproximadamente se han encontrado 2,000 casos en los Estados Unidos y 350 casos en California.
So as you can see, even though it's been 9 months since it was first detected, we've only had about 2,000 cases of these in the U.S. So Delta variant is still the predominant variant here, and we know that Delta variant is still very susceptible to the vaccines and all the treatments that we have against COVID.
Bueno, dice, así es que como ustedes ven, esta variante de Mu solamente ha producido desde enero 2,000 casos aquí en los Estados Unidos, mientras que la variante Delta es la que es predominante. 99% de los casos de las personas enfermas en los Estados Unidos proviene del Delta virus. Así es que tenemos que ser más cuidadosos. But do you know, do we still have to continue following the mandates of using masks and not getting close to people and that kind of things?
Absolutely, yes, Lilia. I know a lot of people have asked me that question, and we still know for sure that masks remain very, very effective at preventing transmission of the virus between people. Go ahead.
Todavía tenemos que seguir observando el uso de la máscara, el uso de las distancias. Dice, mucha gente me pregunta acerca de esos y definitivamente todavía tenemos que protegernos absolutamente de esta situación para no estar enfermos. Why are vaccinated people still getting sick?
You know, that's an excellent question. And as you know, none of the vaccines are 100% effective. We know that the vaccines that we have are anywhere between 85 to 95% effective. So there will still be some people who may get COVID despite getting vaccinated. But what we have to remember is that those people, the illness that they have very few symptoms or they have no symptoms at all. Go ahead.
Bueno, la pregunta era, ¿por qué si hay tantas personas que ya se vacunaron, por qué las personas que ya se vacunaron todavía siguen siendo víctimas, algunas de ellas, del COVID, de enfermar de COVID? Y dice, bueno, hay que recordar que la vacuna no es 100% efectiva. Unas vacunas brindan una protección de 85%, otras de 95%, para protegernos de que nos enfermemos, pero todavía algunas personas podrán enfermarse a pesar de haber obtenido la vacuna. Lo que sí es que los síntomas son muchísimo menores cuando ya te vacunaste, o a veces no presentas ni síntomas, pero vas a desarrollar la enfermedad. Así es que por eso es tan importante vacunarse. Are you seeing things? I continue, please, continue.
Oh, sorry. I was also going to add that, vaccines remain very, very effective at preventing people from getting sick enough to need hospitalization and preventing them from dying from COVID.
La vacuna todavía continúa siendo muy, muy efectiva para prevenir que la gente requiera, cuando enferma de COVID, si es que se enferma, si es de esos pocos que se enferma, que requiera de hospitalización o que pueda morir por COVID. Así es que, do we still have some people that they don't want to get vaccinated? It's amazing.
I know, that is really disappointing and very, very surprising. We have to also kind of remind people that, COVID can cause long-term complications, such as people can have fatigue and difficulty concentrating for even 6 months or 9 months after they've had a COVID infection. Vaccines actually prevent those people from having those long-term complications.
Otra de las ventajas de vacunarse es que las personas que han tenido COVID, algunas han presentado complicaciones de largo término, es decir, después de que se concluye con la enfermedad, todavía presentan fatiga y algunos otros síntomas hasta 6 o 9 meses después de que enfermaron. Por eso es tan importante que asumamos nuestra responsabilidad y nos vacunemos todos del COVID para que no tenga que pasar nada de esto. Are you seeing things improve here in the Antelope Valley or in LA County?
So, fortunately, the number of cases in all over California, as well as in LA County, in Antelope Valley, we have been seeing some decreases in the number of cases and the number of hospitalizations and deaths. So we're very fortunate to be doing that. But again, as we've learned before, we should not let our guard down. Right?
La pregunta era si ha visto que se han mejorado las cosas a nivel del condado de Los Ángeles, a nivel del Valle del Antílope. Dice, sí, en todo California, en el condado y aquí en el Valle del Antílope se han reducido el número de hospitalizaciones. Pero todavía es muy importante que no bajemos la guardia y continuemos cuidándonos, protegiéndonos con nuestras máscaras y con todas las precauciones que se nos han ordenado para que no volvamos a lo mismo. We are very close to the holidays, Thanksgiving holidays, and do you think that could happen the same that happened before?
Absolutely. That's an excellent thought. Anytime we've let our guard down and not followed masking and social distancing restrictions and the guidance, we've seen an increase in cases after every holiday. So we could potentially see an increase in the number of cases after Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, yes.
I have an idea. Do you know if you organize your Thanksgiving party, you want to you can make a requirement. Bring your proof of vaccination, or otherwise you are not welcome in my house.
Absolutely. Yes,
Could
absolutely.
Bueno, pues estamos hablando, le preguntaba yo, el temor de muchos de nosotros es, vamos a tener ya muy pronto la Thanksgiving holiday y es es un lugar donde nos reunimos muchas familiares y a veces hasta amigos, y le decía que si podría ocurrir lo que ya ocurrió en el pasado, que cuando nos juntamos otra vez sin suficientes protecciones, bajamos la guardia, otra vez tenemos un montón de gente infectada. Mi recomendación es que si va a organizar una reunión familiar, les pida a las personas que vengan a su casa que muestren su prueba de vacunación y que si no son bienvenidas. Yo eso haría. Doctor, we are going to take a break and we will be back.
Okay, thank you.
The West Nile virus is transmitted by the bite of a mosquito. Some cases
Por
are so
favor,
severe,
súbele.
they result in neurological disease such as meningitis. To protect you and your family, drain all standing water and maintain or drain swimming pools. Mosquitoes are most active during dawn and dusk. Protect yourself by using insect repellents containing D-picaridin or oil of lemon eucalyptus. Birds can also carry the West Nile virus. If you see a dead bird, call 877-968-2473. 877-968-2473. For more information, visit avmosquito.org.
Hey, ¿tuviste un accidente? ¿Te lastimaste y no le has llamado al abogado Ángelo Campano? Llámale ahora mismo al 661-945-5300. Él ha sido elegido por 2 años consecutivos como el mejor abogado del Valle del Antílope. Su número 661-945-5300. 661-945-5300. Ángelo Campano, el abogado en quien la comunidad confía. Queridos amigos, muy buenos días. Gracias por estar con nosotros en su programa Café con Leche, la voz de los latinos en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde hermosa 1470M, 96.9 FM, caféconlecheradio.com. Me acompaña la doctora Rana Shenoy del Antelope Valley Hospital. Ella es la responsable de enfermedades infecciosas y estamos hablando del COVID, amigos. Todavía seguimos hablando del COVID. Doctor, sometimes we feel like if this is never going to end, this situation with the COVID. What can you tell us? How can we push the people that they are our friends or family to get vaccinated? Can we do to convince them?
I agree with you, Lilia. I mean, there are so many times that I myself feel that this is never going to end. But what I know for sure is once most of the people are immune to COVID, then we have the potential to get rid of this illness. Go ahead.
Ok. Bueno, le preguntaba yo cuándo es que esta situación se va a acabar, ¿no? Del COVID, porque parece interminable. ¿Cómo podemos nosotros ayudar a convencer a nuestros familiares y amigos que rehúsan a vacunarse, de que se vacunen por el bien de todo? Dice, sí, definitivamente yo también siento a veces que esto nunca se va a terminar, pero es necesario que, pues, que se vacunen las personas para que se pueda lograr una inmunidad natural ya, pero bien difícil de que lo hagan. Ojalá que lo podamos convencer a todos. Indiante dice, are there any patient stories that personally stand out for you of someone coping with COVID?
Lilia, I've had some patients who have been so brave and fought off the COVID with so much strength and determination that I've been inspired by them. There are also patients who, despite being worried about the vaccine for whatever reason, I've managed to talk to them, and they have been vaccinated, and then they come back. Especially there's a 60-year-old lady I can remember was so worried about getting the vaccine and the side effects. But then once I talked to her and explained to her how important it was, she went ahead, got both the doses. And what is so inspiring is that she convinced, and she spoke to her family members. She convinced her husband and her 40-year-old daughter, as well as
That is
her
really...
20-year-old grandson. Go ahead.
Bueno, estamos hablando ahora de que se ha visto algún caso que le haya impresionado. Dice, bueno, pues un montón de casos, ¿no? Pero dice, he visto gente que de verdad toma la enfermedad así como la voy a conquistar con bravura, dice, y determinación para salir adelante. Y he tenido pacientes que, a pesar de que no confían acerca de las vacunas, dice, por ejemplo, recuerdo una de mis pacientes de aproximadamente 60 años que no se quería vacunar. Estuvimos hablando y yo le expliqué exactamente cuál es el proceso de la vacunación y cómo funciona, y bueno, la convencí de que se vacunara, y ella me ayudó a convencer además a su familia, a su esposo y a su nieto de que se vacunara. We hear that announcing that maybe very soon we are going to have vaccines also for younger children, younger than 12, no? I think from 5 to 11 or something like that.
Exactly. So Pfizer has shown that children between the ages of 5 to 11 did very well in the study. They had no major side effects. They had good response to the vaccine. So it will be probably the end of next month when they will submit everything to the FDA for authorization.
Bueno, pues ya también se está hablando de vacunar a los niños de 5 a los 11 años, y dice la doctora que ya se han hecho estudios y que han demostrado que no tiene ningún efecto secundario. Así es que va a ser la siguiente recomendación que se haga al respecto. What about the third dose for some people who is older than 60 or 65?
Right. So what the FDA and the CDC have said that patients, those persons who are 65 years and older, or if they live in like a skilled nursing facility or long-term care facility, and if they take Pfizer vaccine, their as first two doses or as the second dose, then they should get a third dose booster.
Bueno, estamos hablando de un booster que es una vacuna, tercera vacuna de refuerzo y es para los que obtuvieron la vacuna Pfizer y ya la Federal Drugs Administration y este centro de enfermedades infecciosas dicen que ya los que tienen más de 65 años o viven en lugares donde están, se llama long term facilities, donde como los boarding cares para personas mayores, que son los que van a requerir que se les vacune por una tercera dosis para darles muchísima más protección. And this is only for Pfizer, eh? How come the other people, the other vaccines are not still approved for boosters?
So excellent question, Lilia. What the reason for this is because Pfizer did a lot of studies, and their research showed that after 6 months after their second dose, the antibody levels did go down. So that's why the FDA and the CDC agreed and advised about Pfizer. Now, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, their research and studies are still in the process.
Do you know sometimes we believe that maybe other companies wanting to make more money could be possible?
Yeah, I know that people would tend to think that, but their research is definitely showing that a third dose is very helpful at increasing the antibody levels.
Bueno, la compañía Pfizer hizo investigaciones y se dio cuenta que después de 6 meses la protección de anticuerpos que tiene la vacuna desciende a niveles un poco más bajos, y entonces por eso se recomendó que se aplicara una tercera dosis para reforzar y que no tengas ningún problema, pero todavía no se ha hecho con las otras vacunas de Moderna y de Johnson Johnson. Ellos todavía están haciendo los estudios para que se puedan aplicar también una dosis de refuerzo para que estemos totalmente protegidos. Then now we already have vaccines for children from 12 to 18 or what, and adults?
Yes, so 12 to 17
Okay.
has also been authorized for Pfizer for those children to get the Pfizer vaccine. They have not been authorized for a booster yet, but again, it hasn't been 6 months anyway since that authorization happened.
Do you know if most of the children between 12 and 17 have been vaccinated, or we still have very low participation?
We still have low participation, unfortunately. We need to have more of the teenagers vaccinated, because there are other potentially like younger siblings who live at home with them who have not been vaccinated, so they are susceptible to infection.
Todavía hay, en el grupo de los niños, de los jóvenes de 12 a 17 años, todavía no se encuentra el número de vacunas al nivel adecuado, lo cual es mal, porque estos jóvenes que salen a la escuela y que tienen mucho contacto con otras personas podían infectar a sus hermanos más jóvenes, que todavía no se ha adquirido la autorización para empezarlos a vacunar. Es posible que hasta finales de este mes para los más jóvenes, pero la posibilidad de llevar la infección es bastante, y por eso es que es importante que todos se vacunen. Do you think that parents have the responsibility to take the children and tell them you have to vaccinate now?
Yes, the parents would be the best people to guide their children, as well as the children's healthcare providers, that give them the guidance, give them the knowledge to know that this is something for their own good as well as the good of their family and friends.
Bueno, le preguntaba si cree que es responsabilidad de los padres el decirle a sus hijos de 12 a 17, tienes que ir a vacunarte porque necesitamos que protejas a toda tu familia. Dices, yo creo que los padres deberían de explicar exactamente cuál es la función de la vacuna, cómo les va a ayudar, cómo les va a proteger a ellos personalmente, a sus amigos y todos los familiares con los que tienen contacto. Doctor, talk to us a little more about the managing symptoms of long COVID. Do you know, because I read an article that one lady with a doctor degree, preparing for her test for doctor degree, she couldn't even write her name. Is that so aggressive, these symptoms after you have COVID?
Yes, unfortunately, what we are seeing is 30% of patients who get COVID, they end up with long COVID, and they have many symptoms such as they're not able to concentrate, they have memory problems, they have heart palpitations, and they cannot sleep, just and difficulty breathing, just various problems. And depending on what the symptom is, they'll have to see a specialist in that area. And most of it is trying to retrain your body to go back to normal.
How sad. Bueno, estamos hablando rápidamente, amigos, de los síntomas de long COVID. Dice, estos síntomas se presentan después de que desarrollaste la enfermedad, y le platicaba yo de una persona que leí que a punto de obtener su doctorado y era incapaz de escribir su propio nombre. Dice, sí, afecta la memoria, la concentración, también produce palpitaciones del corazón, problemas en el dormir, problemas también para respirar. Dice, y lo que se hace es que dependiendo de los síntomas ya se les refiere con un especialista específico para esos síntomas. Así es que, amigos, les recomendamos, doctor, give your last recommendation for people who has not been vaccinated yet. Don't expect until you are in the hospital dying to ask for the vaccine, no? I have seen some videos of people that when they are in the hospital, they ask. We have 30 seconds, please.
Yes, definitely. So don't wait. The best time to get vaccinated is now. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for the young children around you, and your older family members who don't have as good of an immunity.
Amigos, no esperen más, vacúnense de inmediato, háganlo por ustedes, por sus familias, por sus primos, sobrinos, todos los que están alrededor de usted, por su comunidad. Doctor, thank you very much for your participation. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Lilia, absolutely my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Hasta la vista. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Nos vamos, amigos. Gracias.